Hey guys, I'm in the Detective Bureau now and I can't wear nearly as much gear as I used to wear on patrol, right? My Sam Brown had 2 pairs of cuffs, it had a taser, it had my radio holder, it had everything. But what if you're in the Detective Bureau like me? What are you gonna wear to maximize your amount of equipment but not look so sloppy, right? Traditionally, if you wear a holster underneath your suit, it's gonna print and your jacket's gonna stick out, it's just gonna look sloppy, right? Well, let me show you some of the things that I've learned in my time at the Detective Bureau that might help you. Okay, first off, let's talk about the most important piece of equipment we carry is our gun, right? Well, you're noticing I have an optic. Oh, okay. And you notice maybe I have a light. Well, Aaron, that's great if you want to carry Kydex, but I'm wearing a suit now, and I don't necessarily want to sport Kydex, even though I think this one from QVO Tactical with the carbon fiber finish looks very professional. But I get it, because I'm a leather guy too. Even when I was on patrol, I wore leather. I didn't like the nylon. What are your options? Well, the good folks over at Acre heard about my dilemma. Acre Leather has been making fine leather holsters for law enforcement for years. I love their company. And they constructed this fine leather product, which it's a very handsome product. But look what it does. No other leather holster maker in the country does this, except for Acre. It's a leather holster that accommodates my light and my optic. They have an open top model and a thumb brake model like I have. But check this out. Isn't this a handsome looking guy? And it comes in paddle format and belt loop format. All right, for those of you guys that say, you know what, I don't like the paddle because it sticks out and it prints in the jacket, you know what, I get that. But honestly, compared to the two, it's identical. I can't tell a difference between the belt loop one and this one. Obviously you can tell, fits very snug to the body because of the way the belt loops are constructed. And this paddle is actually very close to the body. So I can't tell the difference between the two when I wear them. I actually have no preference other than the fact that this paddle allows me to take it out quickly out of my belt when I sit at my desk. When I sit at my desk, I don't necessarily want to sit there all day with my gun at my side. I usually don't have my jacket on, but if I do, it fits comfortably. It sits very low on the holster, which means this part doesn't really sit into my chair or dig into my hip. The majority of this sticks up. As opposed to a traditional Kydex where the clip sits about grip height. So although this is a finely constructed holster, it's really not designed for someone that's going to be sitting a lot in a car or in an office. All right, what else? So this guy was sent to me by our folks at ASP. You're like, ASP? ASP makes fine ASPs, right? Expandable batons. Well, that's exactly what this is. It looks like a flashlight, doesn't it? Well, I think it's important. I never really considered it before, but when we in the Detective Bureau put on our gear, we carry the essentials: cuffs, gun, magazine. But when do we think about carrying something that's less lethal? Some people carry pepper spray. I personally don't like pepper spray. And I don't think I'm going to have enough room here to carry a taser, especially if I don't want to print and I want to look professional in court. That's why this option here, this Airway Agent from ASP, is an amazing option. So as you can see, a lot of suit jackets come with a pen pocket. That's exactly where I stick mine, and it's awesome. This one happens to be, they come in several lengths, but this one happens to be the 18-inch length, which I love. It's very demonstrative too. So, I mean, if I had to deploy, I'm hoping I never have to use this thing, but when I do this, it's very demonstrative. It's very animated when you have to go. And of course, it's constructed by the folks at ASP, which makes quality expandable baton products. I love this thing. It's a great option to have. You know, if anything, if you have a dog that chases you, I mean, this is going to chase that dog away, or at least you can make some distance. Or you never, I mean, violent force doesn't always necessarily mean having to draw to your firearm. And it's unfortunate that some people draw to their firearm first when they have a threat, unless, you know, it may not be a deadly threat. You might have a situation where you need to manipulate someone's arms for a lock, or you need to pair somebody, or you need something that's going to cause a little bit more impact during your strikes. Well, I love this option. Some people don't ever consider this when you're wearing a suit. Well, ASP just gave you a reason to consider it. Another thing Asp did was they perfected the handcuffs. Right, for years people have traditional handcuffs. Well, Asp has these. These are their ultimate handcuffs. These are aluminum forged, which means there's no break-in period. They loop very easily. And one cool thing, instead of having to grab my key to double lock it, I just have to stick my finger in here and it's double lock. Right, so it feels good. It's super lightweight because it's forged aluminum and it's professional. These are the most advanced cuffs you can buy right now. They're only made by Asp. They don't bend. There's no compromised positions here. Like you can't put a shim here because of the way the teeth lock are set back more. And then there's no open area for you to just pry these open. These are for someone that's worked custody as a deputy. I would feel more comfortable and confident using these. The one knock I have is they only fit, because they're shaped, in very few holsters. Well, Asp sent me this holster, and a couple things I don't like. It's nylon, which in the current position I'm in, I don't like nylon. I'm not going to wear it because it doesn't match my leather. I like to wear leather. I would put this on a Sam Browne if I'm wearing my tactical belt, which happens to be nylon. And then the clips back here, I don't like. They're kind of hard to manipulate, as you can see. You have to kind of pry these clips open. But once you get them on, they're secure. Obviously, you know they're not going to be easily pulled off. I would have preferred they use maybe Blade Tech if they're going to go with these plastic clips, because they're easier to use. But this one's got a cool little holder too for your key if you need it. But they're designed to hold their cuff, and then it's a breakaway style, so you technical error. Anyways, you snap it and then you break away. Okay, so I don't like this. I love this, but unfortunately I have to carry traditional cuffs, boring cuffs. These happen to be pretty lightweight. They're the new Peerless. I don't know what material they are, but they're lightweight. They're almost like fake and plastic. I don't like these because they're just clunky and you know, they're clumsy. These are the most advanced. I like these. They're easy to double lock. They're safer, but I carry this leather holster. It gives me the option to carry an extra magazine, and it's got a paddle, which I love because as soon as I sit at my desk, I love to just drop everything out of my paddle, off of my belt, and sit down at my desk and be comfortable. I'm a detective supervisor, I'm a sergeant, so if you are in my position, you can relate that that's probably something that you do if you sit long hours at the desk. All right, so kind of cool. I'm able to carry one of these, and one of these with a couple of options. I prefer this. But yeah, I hope that gives you a little insight as to what I carry when I wear this suit. Oh, incidentally, some of you guys are going to wonder what kind of belt. At first, I used to wear a dress belt that you pull from the rack at Nordstrom's or Macy's or something, but I found that they weren't rigid enough. So I got this next belt, gun belt. It's made of gun belt material nylon. It's super rigid, but it's got leather. It's a really plush leather, and it's got this super duper buckle. It's designed to carry the weight of the gun and all your other equipment, but it's ratcheting. See that? Comes off real easy and goes on real easy, and it's secure. And it stays rigid. You can stand on this, and it's not going to compromise its integrity, which I love. This is something a lot of people don't consider when they wear a belt, especially if you're going to put all this equipment on it. All right, folks, hope that gives you a little insight as to what I carry. I'd like to know what your setup is, so leave a comment. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe, and let me know what other videos you want to see from me, and I'll be happy to share my new stuff with you. Take care, guys.